Yo. How y'all doing out there? Did y'all miss me? No, I'm just playing. Nah, man. I had to step away for a second. Had to get myself together if y'all don't mind. Had to see it from a better perspective. I had to take myself out of it even more. That's what you're supposed to do when you fast. You're supposed to better yourself by letting go of yourself and being filled with the Creator. Only. This is very exclusive. Very, very exclusive. This is a tribal affair. But how y'all been though? Y'all been keeping up? Y'all been choosing up? I hope so. Because I want the best for you. So if I want the best for you, of course, I'll tell you about the law. Or, of course, I'll remind you about reality. Of course, I'll actually reverse it. And I'll call it the law. I'll call it the wall. The wall of what? The wall of protection that is around you. Because we know that this English, this vibration isn't ours. So what if the law isn't law, but it's a wall? WAL. It's not our wall of protection that was given to us by our Creator, by Hawa. So when we step back into reality, of course, you go back into your wall of protection. I'm just vibing, like I always do. Throwing out ideas. That's what we're here for. This is a judgment-free zone. But it's been a while. Been a while. Y'all mind if I read some scripture to you? Do you mind? I hope not. So that being said, let's get into some 2 Kings, chapter 23. Let's get it. Then the king called together all the elders of Hawayudah and Hawayusalem. He went up to the temple of Hawa with the people of Hawayudah, the inhabitants of Hawayusalem, the priests, the prophets, all the people from the least to the greatest. He read in their hearing all the words of the book of the covenant, which had been found in the temple of Hawa. The king stood by the pillar and renewed the covenant in the presence of Hawa, to follow Hawa and keep his commands, statutes, and decrees with all his heart and all his soul, thus confirming the words of the covenant written in this book. Then all the people pledged themselves to the covenant. Then all the people pledged themselves to the covenant. So when you remember that you are Adam, what covenant do you have? The highest. Because you are first man. You come out of the land of Ami. This is yours. It is yours. Whose world is this? Nas and Lauren was asking you. Pac about to ask you again. Whose world is this? Belongs to the children of Ami. So who are you? Then all the people pledged themselves to the covenant. The king ordered Hilkiah the high priest, the priest next in rank, and the doorkeepers to remove from the temple of Hawa all the articles made for Baal and Ashereth and all the starry host. He burned them out. He burned them out. Outside of Hawa-Yusalim in the fields of Kidron Valley, and took the ashes to Bethel. He did away with the idolatrous priests appointed by the kings of Hawa-Yudah to burn incense on the high places of the towns of Hawa-Yudah, on those around Hawa-Yusalim, those who burned incense to Baal, to the sun and the moon, to the constellations, and to all the starry host. When you understand that all these things revolve around you, not you revolving around it, you remember that it's paying homage to you, not you paying homage to it. So why do you need to bend down to the creation and not the creator? Verse 6. He took the Ashereth pole from the temple of Hawa to the Kidron Valley outside of Hawa-Yusalim and burned it there. Hold on. So we know Ashereth poles. I don't know. I'm just vibing. We know Ashereth poles could be very large. It could be very massive and could weigh a lot. So what type of high technology was going on back then? Did this king Hawasiah unlock the key to etheric gold? Did he pass the monatomic and realize that he was the etheric? That all he needed was to manifest the God complex inside of him, was to manifest Hawa inside of him, and all power was unlocked. So what if maybe he could have the power of telekinesis? What if he did have the power to move large objects and move it outside of the holy city? Is it crazy talk that the Most High will bless those that want to do his work with imaginable power? Is that crazy talk? I don't know. What sounds like crazy talk to me is that the Most High's people would be still in bondage. Would be that the Most High's people would be being killed left and right. That sounds like crazy talk to me. That the creator of all things, his seed, is being tormented left and right because they simply don't remember. That's crazy talk. Let's get it. He took the Ashereth pole from the temple of Hawa to the Kidron Valley outside of Hawaii Salem and burned it there. He ground it to powder and scattered the dust over the graves of the common people. He also tore down the quarters of the male shrine prostitutes that were in the temple of Hawa, the quarters where women did weaving for Ashereth. Hawasaya brought all the priests from the towns of Hawayuda and desecrated the high places, from Geba to Beersheba. From Geba to Beersheba. Where the priest had burned incense. He broke down the gateway at the entrance of the gate of Hawashuhawa. He broke down the gateway at the entrance of the gate of Hawashuhawa. So is this just a regular gateway? The gateway that you've been taught to think of? Or is this maybe like an interdimensional gateway? Maybe the CERN crap hasn't just been going on recently. What if it was going on back then too? What if this high technology isn't really that high? He broke down the gateway at the entrance of the gate of Hawashuhawa, the city governor, which was on the left of the city gate. Although the priest of the high place did not serve at the altar of Hawa in Hawayusalem, they ate unleavened bread with their fellow priest. He desecrated Tophath, Dohath. He desecrated Dohath, which was in the valley of Ben Hinnom. So no one could use it to sacrifice their son or daughter to the fire of Molech. He removed from the entrance of the temple of Hawa the horses that the kings of Hawayuda had dedicated to the sun. They were in the court near the room of an official named Nathan Melech. Hawasaya then burned the chariots dedicated to the sun. He pulled down the altars of the kings of Hawayuda and erected on the roof near the upper room of Ahaz and the altars of Manasseh. Let me get that back. He pulled down the altars of the kings of Hawayuda and erected on the roof near the upper room of Ahaz and the altars of Manasseh had built in the two courts of the temple of Hawa. He removed them from there, smashed them to pieces, and threw the rubble into the Kidron Valley. The king also desecrated the high places that were in the east of Hawayusalem, on the south of the hill of corruption, the ones Solomon, king of Hawa Israel, had built the ones Solomon, king of Hawa Israel, had built for Ashereth, the vile goddess of the Sidonians, for Chemosh, the vile god of the Moab, and for Molech, the detestable god of the people of Ammon. So yes, our people did fall. Our people were led into idol worship. That's why we understand that our true leader is no one but the Creator. It's no one but Hawa. It's no one but the sound that made you, because man is not perfect, but he is. Man cannot save you in the end, but Hawa can. So this wall of protection that was given to us by Hawa Mark, that allowed Quetzalcoatl to lead our people into the promised land. Don't mind me, I'm just speaking tribal, if you don't mind. How important is this wall really? This wall of protection that was given to us. How important is it? I say it is very important. Because without the wall, how great were you? Not very. But with the wall, with living with the proper intention, to honor the Sabbath, to honor the Creator, to put no other God before Him, to not bear false witness. When you're living in the right intention, the right vibration, that the earth around you is moving and breathing in, how great are you? I said, God damn it, you might become unstoppable. So when you breathe, remember that wall of purpose, that wall of protection that is around you, that protects your breath, that is your breath. Verse 11, how Asayah smashed the sacred stones and cut down the Ashereth poles and covered the sites with human bones. Even the altar of Bethel, the high palace, even the altar of Bethel, the high place, made by Jeroboam, son of Nebat, son of Nebat, who had caused Israel to sin, who had caused Hawa Israel to sin. You cannot follow man and expect salvation. You must look within, find the Creator, find that wall of protection. Even the altar and high place he demolished. He burned the high place and ground it to powder, and burned the Ashereth pole also. I kind of like this king, Hawasias. I like this guy. And burned the Ashereth pole also. We know that when our people had our ancient trees, we weren't using them correctly. We understand that if you read Jeremiah, we were doing detestable things with them. This same Christmas thing that our people still are celebrating isn't new. It was going on back then too. They were putting decorations on our Most High's trees, on the trees the Most High gave to us. So did you deserve them anymore? Did you deserve that power anymore? Because when you watch Avatar, the people went to their trees and they gained knowledge. They had communication. And we know that Avatar is about us, the Negroes found here, the original autochthonous Americans found here. All they had to do was connect their hair to the tree. Bam! Instant connection. So how important was our trees really? What connection don't we have anymore to the earth around us? What connection do we need? Verse 16. Then Hawasiah looked around, and he saw the tombs that were there on the hillside. He had the bones removed from them and burned on the altar to defile it, in accordance with the word of Hawa, proclaimed by the man of Hawa, who foretold these things. The king asked, "What is that tombstone I see?" The people of the city said, "It marks the tomb of the man of Hawa who came from Hawayudah and pronounced against the altar of Bethel the very things that have done to it. Leave it alone," he said. "Don't let anyone disturb his bones." So they spared his bones and those of the prophet who had come from Samaria, just as he had done at Bethel. Hawasiah removed all the shrines and the high places that the kings of Hawa Israel had built in the towns of Samaria, and that had aroused Hawa's anger. Do you know how much love this king had to have for you? So love is power. I'm not talking about the word love, I'm talking about the vibration of love, because we know this English is so fucking hijacked that I could be saying love, but I could be meaning evil or saying evil. I'm talking about the vibration of love that strengthens men, that removes the body and strengthens their spirit, so that they can do remarkable things. True love is worship of the Creator, is worship of Him only. But yes, you know how much love He had to have for you, that He didn't want the Most High to be angry with you anymore. So He was destroying the things that aroused His anger. Verse 20. Hawasiah slaughtered all the priests of those high places on the altars and burned human bones on them. Then he went back to Hawa-Yusalem. The king gave this order to all the people: celebrate the Passover to Hawa, your creator, as it is written in the books of the covenant. Neither as it is written in the book of the covenant, neither in the days of the judges who had led Hawa Israel, nor in the days of the kings of Hawa Israel and the kings of Hawa Yudah had any Passover been observed. Had any such Passover been observed. But in the 18th year of King Hawasias, the Passover was celebrated to Hawa in Hawa-Yusalem. Furthermore, Hawasias got rid of the mediums and the spiritists, the household gods, the idols, and all the other detestable things seen in Hawa-Yudah and Hawa-Yusalem. This he did to fulfill the requirements of the wall written in the book that Hilkiah the priest had discovered in the temple of Hawa. Neither before nor after Hawasias was there a king like him who turned to Hawa as he did. So when you turn to Hawa with all your might, with every tittle, every drop of your spirit, how much strength will he give you? What power will he give you? Do you think the Most High would not give you the strength to slay every enemy in your sight? Every hijack that's willing to harm you and your people. With all his heart and all his soul, with all his strength, in accordance with the law of Moses, with the wall of Moses. Nevertheless, Hawa did not turn away from the heart of his fierce anger, which burned against Hawa-Yudah because of all that Manasseh had done to arouse his anger. So Hawa said, I will remove Hawa-Yudah also from my presence, as I removed Hawa-Israel, and I will reject Hawa-Yusalem, the city I chose, and this temple about which I said, my name shall be there. As for the other events of Hawasiah's reign, and all he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Hawa-Yudah? While Hawasiah was king, Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, went up to the Euphrates River to help the kings of Assyria. King Hawasiah marched out to meet him in battle, but Necho faced him and killed him at Megiddo. Hawasiah's servant brought his body in a chariot from Megiddo to Hawa-Yusalem and burned him in his own tomb. And the people of the land took Jehoahaz, Hawahaz, son of Hawasiah, and anointed and made him king in place of his father. Hawahaz, king of Hawa-Yudah. Hawahaz was 23 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Hawa-Yusalem 3 months. His mother's name was Hama Mutual, daughter of Hawamiah. She was from Libnah. He did evil in the eyes of Hawa, and his predecessors had done. Pharaoh Necho put him in chains at Riblah in the land of Hamath, so that he might not reign in Hawa-Jerusalem. And he imposed on Hawa-Judah a levy of 100 talents of silver and a talent of gold. Pharaoh Necho made Eliakim son of Hawasiah king, and in place of his father Hawasiah, and changed Eliakim's name to Hawahi-Hawakim. But he took Hawahi-Hawahaz and carried him off to Egypt, and there he died. Hawahi-Hawakim paid Pharaoh Necho the silver and gold he demanded. In order to do so, he taxed the land and exacted the silver and gold from the people of the land according to their assessments. Second Kings, number 23. Hope y'all vibrating, man. I hope y'all felt that. What power will the Most High give to you when you come to Him only? How will He strengthen you daily when you walk with Him daily? Because of course in your right mind, you